So, if you remember me telling you about how it can be a bear to do work on something that was warped by heat, like a fire, this is what I'm talking about. Look at that, he drilled hole after hole after hole in this and then never welded them up. This is a train wreck. That's deep. Just a shit show. I'm surprised in how good these look, considering they're not even like they're supposed to be. And this is down so far. This is way down through here. It's kind of okay there. And I'm hoping this side isn't as bad because the fire was more on this side, and it, I don't know what we'll just have to see. This is looking okay up here. This is the factory deal, but he welded it right on here, I believe, which he put it up too high. And you can kind of see that nasty step. There's a nasty step right there. I think we're gonna have to take that skin back off. Redo it.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.
Well, no real good news on this side either. Still, all these are drilled holes that are just filled with filler. There. This is where the filler was cracking because it's really low. Then it has like some weird dents here. This is really bad news. That's going to be hard to fix. This is our factory seam that was just filled, which is normal. That's how you do that. This was so colossally filled with garbage that you couldn't even see the lines. There's supposed to be lines there. That was gone. This is where this horrible roof skin job starts, and the only possible good news is that it's barely welded on. I don't even know if it's really attached. I think if we got rid of, if we cut loose the marks there and here, that this thing would basically just pull off. You can see he did a weld there. But man, that's supposed to be like there. And so you can see he just has like some little bird shit welds and some overhanging wire. So that might be the saving grace, is that it isn't really on there. You can see that seam sealer way down there. Almost seems like he laid the roof skin over. He has a weld there. You know, he's doing them pretty far apart. So it might not be too hard to get this back off of here. And then we're gonna go back and drill the actual spot welds and get this other layer out of here so we can put it down correctly. That's, I don't think I'm gonna let that fly. I think that we're gonna be pulled that back off. The cowl, I have no idea how I'm gonna fix. My only thoughts on it are taking it back off like it's supposed to be taken off. Do the spot welds all the way around, take it off, and then that way I can get behind it and knock these dents out, because if I was to try and pick it just with a stud gun, it's just way too much. Like, from what I can feel here, I'd say we need, you know, 10 nails in this section to just pull that out right. And it would be just too much. It's too difficult to do that way. Stuff like this, just paint on top of paint on top of paint on top of paint. Look at that. You gotta clean this shit out. You can't be leaving this stuff. you know, it's just gonna fall off, you know. You're gonna get this all said and done. It's all gonna be beautiful. You're gonna take it to the car wash, and this is all gonna just blow off. And you're starting over again. Prep, 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 prep. Prep. Well, spending my time being a professional stripper. And there's a few little dents that probably should have been pulled. You know, there's some spots that are kind of oil canning a little bit. Not bad. It's not bad. There's some dents here that we might try to take care of. There's a few little pinners there. Just want to get all this rattle can off and everything, and then after we get it all sanded down, we'll take it down for sandblasting, and they'll get, you know, the areas that are harder to get, and all the edges and whatnot. I just don't want them to be sandblasting the skins. You don't want to have them sandblast the skins. You want to at least strip the paint off. It just prevents panels from getting warped and whatnot. And then just do what sandblasting does, you know, getting that inside little parts. And our cow panel came in. They sent us a free dent, but I'll take it. I'm not even gonna let them know it got dented. I'm not even worried about it. So get that done, and then we can get it blasted. But I'll just show you when I'm done. I'm not going to show you me stripping this thing. You don't want to see me strip. Well, got the Roadrunner stripped down. She looks like a different car, doesn't she? Bunch of different rattle can colors and garbage. Still got a lot to deal with. It looks like they did a patch here, and for some reason this is like way more curved, way farther in than the original, but the patch looks like it must have been cut off of a different car, because it's really got the shape. So I'm probably going to take it back off, pull this to where it's supposed to be, and put it back on, because it's not even welded together. I just did a couple of tacks and filled it. So I think we'll take that off and redo it, just like everything else that person did. We'll be replacing our cowl, taking the roof skin off that he put on. I don't know what his name is, but he was a dick. This quarter has some damage, but less damage than the amount of filler that was over it. And some of these little dents, we're just gonna, you know, do a little better metal work on them before we fill them. So then we'll even have less filler. So we're most definitely shedding some weight. For some reason the line kind of goes up here. We'll address that. This was filled, but it was also overfilled. And some of it is just too high. That's probably why it's overfilled. Needs to be taken down. But as far as a 1969 Mopar goes, this one is in extremely good condition. It had the fire, and it kind of warped up some stuff, but it seems to be okay. Someone also replaced the rocker here. They went here for some reason, and here for some reason. They could have gone to the seam, and they could have just gone to the end, because this is in real rough shape. Maybe someone sent them a replacement piece and it wasn't the whole deal. I don't know what we're gonna do about this stuff. So you can kind of see the step here, and it's got a step here. And then, you know, this was all rippled up. So something came in here, hit it, and did quite a bit of damage in here that wasn't totally repaired. Not that it matters a great deal, you know, considering it's all covered in carpet. But I'd like to get rid of the weld marks, because those aren't supposed to be there. I hope the door fits, because I don't think I'll be checking that unless we have them bring in those parts too. I'm have them bring in the fenders so we can make sure the cowl sits correctly. This is kind of how I prep it for sandblasting. I sand the quarters and the roof skins and all that stuff, fenders, doors. I sand all the outsides of everything. And then I even try to get in on some of the stuff, you know, as much as I can. If I can get it easily, I sand it. And then they'll come in and do the stuff that is harder to get to, you know, little spot weld marks and stuff, and all these little edges. I'll have them sandblast that stuff. It just prevents things from getting warped. On a big old flat quarter like this, most definitely you can't sandblast that. You cannot sandblast that. Do not sandblast that. You're gonna have a bad time. It's not gonna work out. No matter what you're using, no matter what's going on, I'm almost 150% sure that it would get warped. They're just too big and flat. Big flat areas, sandblasting, don't mix. Outer skins, just sand them. It's not that hard. I did all this in a day. You know, was I sore at the end of the day? Sure. You know, maybe if you want, take 2 days. But just strip the outsides, and then you can have your floors and firewalls and all that stuff sandblasted, walnut blasted, coal blasted, glass blasted, media blasted, whatever you want to use.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job,